This break is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. Now, hello again, I'm back with yet another chat bubble for you guys, and today we're going to be talking about PvP versus PvE. Now, several games, particularly MMORPGs, has some element of one or the other, or both of these, but not all of them. Obviously, games like League of Legends are pure PvP games, but there's normally a bit of to and fro, not only among the games, but also among the people who play them. Looking at World of Warcraft or Guild Wars 2 as examples, what's your take on your preference between PvP and PvE? Do you prefer to PvP? Do you prefer to PvE? What's your feeling on this? So, you might know if you watch Legendary regularly that I'm quite a PvP fan. I enjoy PvP. I enjoy how it's dynamic. It's a changing situation because people are unpredictable. You can learn boss fights, but you can't really learn people. You can learn what abilities they have at their disposal, but you can't always predict exactly what they're going to do next. You can predict them to an extent, particularly in Warcraft PvP, which is the only PvP I would ever profess to be any good at, but you can only really predict that to a certain level. You can't always be absolutely certain what's going to happen next, and for that reason I really enjoy PvP. There's also an element of satisfaction, I won't lie, about actually knowing that you've beaten another person rather than a fight which people have designed. However, from the PvE perspective, I can totally understand why that's fun. It's fun because it's more chilled out than PvP, perhaps there's maybe less pressure at times. I'm thinking now about things like questing, just being out in the world, doing dailies. It's a bit of a laugh, it's entertaining, it's fun, and it is challenging. I mean, again, talking about World of Warcraft here, look at things like the Brawlers Guild. That's quite difficult unless you outgear it massively, particularly for new characters. That can be a pretty tricky thing to do. I know that I'm having trouble with my Shadow Priest, for example. Pesky birds. But anyway, what's your take on this? Do you prefer to PvP or PvE? When you're looking at games that you might like to play, when you're looking at games that you might like to buy, are you more interested in the PvP elements or the PvE elements? Even when you're looking at patch notes for games that already exist, on previews of new content, information about changes that are coming in, are you looking at them from a PvP perspective or a PvE perspective? Now, just for clarity, guys, I definitely don't think that there is a right or a wrong answer to this. There is no additional merit in being a PvPer over being a PvEer. There's no additional skill, there's just different skill. There's different knowledge, there's different abilities, there's different requirements for the two different types of combat, the two different types of game, the two different types of play. But do let me know what you think in the comments in the article below. I always love hearing your thoughts on these things that we like to discuss. So today we're thinking PvP or PvE. What's your game? And as always, guys, keep it locked and dialed to Gamebreaker TV for all your gaming needs.